Hey guys, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm gonna do something with my microphone real fast. So I'd gone live and then I realized my microphone was kind of not doing what it's supposed to. So just give me 1 second. Hold on, guys. I'm having an issue because my Macintosh, for some reason, is fighting me about the microphone at all times, and it wants to use my computer, even though I set it all the time as my actual this one, and for some reason, it doesn't like it. So I don't know what to do because I can't get this thing to want to talk to my microphone anymore. So this is aggravating. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to connect here. Oh no, I cannot believe this. Oh, there we go. Yay! Yay, finally. Sorry about that, guys. I turned off my phone. Hey, I turned off my phone. What a great way to start my thing. And for some reason, I have been, and then it just fights me. If I do not turn off this phone and I set up the live stream, something has started. I don't know if Apple updated something that automatically connects my microphone of the phone to the computer. It's so aggravating. I need to do something about it. It's becoming absolutely. Am I back on? Jeez, hold on. Let me see which video. Oh, for goodness sake, it came off again. I cannot believe this. I'm now back on the computer. This thing is fighting me. Hold on, guys. I don't understand what is going on. Oh my gosh. I can keep talking, but for some reason, I've got to try to. I don't want to leave the chat. Good Lord. I'm going to start playing this video while I mess around with the. I'm going to die tonight. I'm sorry. The audio is horrible. I don't know why. It just wants to keep fighting me on this. I thought I had this resolved when I started. There's the microphone. It says right here that the microphone should be the nano. Oh my gosh. I wish it would stop disconnecting. This thing has been awful lately. There we go. Okay. Hopefully, now that everything is configured between the computer and this, we will have better volume. Gosh. I'm going to have it's already bad enough that England lost to Argentina and my hair looks awful. And I had the depression of that. And now we're going to cover a really heavy topic tonight. And I know some other channels have started to cover it. And it's, interesting and about the fact that this is a channel that some of you may have, in fact, yourselves have watched. In fact, I'll start a poll asking if people have been watching this creator's channel at all. And so I'll get a poll started and find out about that. So it is always interesting and it's always and this is a lot worse than Tim. And this person has a very large channel on YouTube. You're so grateful. Hey, pumpkin lover. Yes. And some of the narrative that I am hearing, and so hit the likes, guys, just so that other people know that we are here talking about this topic. I kind of made this late. It's a different topic. You now have a British accent? I've always had a British accent. I am English. Dennis, I've always had a British accent. was raised in the UK. That's why I make so many Anglophile references. So that's so funny. I just you've heard it was tinny sounding because it was. Is the sound better because it should be coming off of my? I was scared to click into here. Okay, I'm on my regular microphone now. So for those of you who are probably or potentially from this creator Offended Outcast, I have no problem mentioning the person's name. I do not have issues with trying to say that I'm okay. There's a glitch with StreamYard. Okay, I'm still on my Nano. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. It just keeps saying I'm disconnected. I don't know if there's something weird with like maybe my wires. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I hate tech difficulties, especially with such a tough topic tonight. So we are going to be discussing, just to give you a heads up, some really serious topics around SA, which if anybody's familiar with YouTube, would understand what the SA stands for. We are going to be discussing SA with minors under the age of 16, actually under the age of 15. Yeah, now I'm gone. You can hear me. Okay. Don't press any buttons. I know. I'm like scared. No, I don't know what I'm touching. I don't know because sometimes wires and their connections start to wear out over time. And so I do have a better, I'm not going to unplug anything, but I do there's a piece that I have to connect into the computer to get the microphone connected in, like the USB thing. But I have to, and I have another one. So I'm going to try to exchange them in the hopes that maybe it's just a connectivity issue, like something getting loose. Anyway, hey, come on in. And I thought I was too, but Mac, yes. Macintosh, Apple products, whatever they call themselves now, they fight you on stuff all the time. It's a constant fight. Anytime you connect anything, Apple's gonna fight you for it. Anyway, let me get back to the topic at hand because this is very serious. And so there's probably a number of you who have potentially watched this creator on YouTube. And as I said, there was another creator who I watched, another gentleman, large channel, and I really didn't like his reaction. I just felt like it sat really badly with me. And so we may get to a chance where we get some, you were living. Yes, he weirded you out. That's so funny. Something about him didn't sit right with me either, but I never knew his name because he just said Offended Outcast. And so obviously, nobody is perfect. Okay. I get that. But there are certain things that I think people do that starts to cross a line. And this is crossing a line, especially with my work as a pediatric RN and the fact that this person's history is really dark and bad. This is bad. And the lies and the manipulation of his audience. Grandma's pocketbook, I may get you to try to get his full court findings for me. I think it would be interesting. I got some of the story from a law page, and it was a lot. The way he even manipulated the courts and everything, it was really bad. So anyway, I'm going to get out some fair use disclaimers. You were a subscriber. Hey, nice to meet you, Susan. Several months ago, I knew something was off. Didn't know what was off till today. This person gave out a video yesterday, and I'm so grateful. And they want to spread the word. I did actually email this creator of this video. I have made sure to thank them in the description box below. Obviously, to not try to, come into another creator's content. We know I love to show Sarasota Tim, but Tim isn't doing research like this person. Tim is nothing compared. I mean, Tim's history is probably a lot darker than is on record. He gave you ick impulse. Oh, it's icky. As you probably found out, it's really icky. And so it's just, hey, it's nice to see you. I'm glad to see you're safe in Pennsylvania. And thank you for visiting Virginia Beach, crushing it in Florida. Did you post my goose saving? Oh, I escorted the Canadian geese across the street. Yeah, you definitely are going to want to do that. And I'll be giving some details too of things that I found in his court findings. And I obviously have, even though it's all public record and I found it on public record, I have still blurred out his home address as far as the street number, zip code and state. I have not. All his other details, I have not. If they want to say that this is cyberbullying or any type of let me put my fair use statements out, any type of personal harassment or, leaking of personal details, these are all public records. You can go into the state of Kentucky and I'll show you on the slide because I made images and I made sure that because some of the words are pretty, intense. And I'll make sure, that everything, is thank you. More shady. Yes. Oh, that a Sequoia. Cheers to the UK. Oh, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that super chat. And yes, he is very shady. And the amount of money that he has been sent. And obviously, I have a buy me a coffee. People have sent me things to get treats for the dogs, have helped me with my legal case, because one of the things that happens when you start to call out creators like this, and we're going to start reacting to some of his content because I understand he may be doing a reaction. Everything I do is under fair use. This is commentary and critique. This is for education and information purposes only. And even though I am a registered nurse and have unfortunately had to work with these types in hospitals where they've tried to unalive themselves, I do not treat or diagnose these people. And I've been trained to be a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner as well. And again, there's a lot that's going to fall into the mental profile of somebody who's this manipulative. And I just always find it really interesting and astounding as well that they will still start channels on YouTube and think that people will not start to look into their backgrounds at all, because there's always something that, sits. And like I said, people can look well into my background. Everyone knows I had an ex-husband and who's in Mexico and he's well known. Nobody cares. That's the best part. Most people know I'm a registered nurse. Obviously, you can look up my license here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I invite you to do so. You will see it's unencumbered. And obviously, for me to practice and work with children, because I am a pediatric RN, I actually had to go through extra background checks, including them wanting to know just who my ex-husband was, who lives in a foreign country and does not live in the United States. And we are divorced for over 20 some years. So I had to have more of an intense background check in order to work with children who are paid by Medicaid here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So I always say, if you you'll find that I've obviously had some traffic tickets, but nothing that's going to stop me from practicing as a nurse. It's all speeding, trying to get to work on time. That's what I told the officer. Anyway, that story, I'm sticking to it. So anyway, let's get into this story. I'm so glad too. And I promise you, we're going to keep discussing this because these channels never like to go away. And they're going to come after me, the old offended outcast. And I will, or offender outcast, as we need to now know him as. AI said I can't call him offender outcast, but he is an offender, and a bad one too. We had a buffet at the Shady Maple a few hours ago. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Well, it was so lovely to see you in town in Virginia Beach. You needed to stay for England to have won the match today. So I'm a little bit upset with you and Bev, but I won't hold it against you. How about that? Bev and JJ were my lucky charms the other day for England to win against Norway. And they lost against Argentina today. So I need you to come back into town when they play France. See his channel taken down? Wouldn't we all? I think there's a lot of people. Oh, it's a shame. Oh, no. All right, guys, let's get into this video. As I said, I've linked the description in the box below. The channel is called, let me make sure I get the channel name properly. It's called In Cuff is the channel name, In Cuff. And so obviously I invite you to go take a look, support In Cuff's channel, and show them support and all the thank yous for having done the investigative work and having, found out his name, because I don't think he showed anything about his name. And like I said, he came across my feed because obviously I see a lot of these folks, and I I saw his channel grow, but obviously it always makes me think, how is somebody his age, living in such a way? Because he was really like, I'm always trying to think of like the words when somebody is like trying to show that their situation is very dire because they've just been so, harshly treated by the system in the United States during times of some of the largest economic booms in this country. Now, admittedly, he is only, I believe, 60 years old, which I found fascinating. I mean, I know I've got the old lady bun going today and stuff, but definitely I found that fascinating because obviously I'm 57 in about 2 weeks. And I was like, oh God, I'm that old, because he seems so much older. Okay, so let's introduce you to him in a picture real fast if you're not familiar with this man. I think just an array of his shots should come up first. Oh, let me change this. Sorry, that was not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. We can keep the chat going too. Okay, so this is I forgot to change that offender registry. I usually take out the E to kind of clean it up for YouTube. So this is the pictures that he has currently. His full name is Raymond George Kreps, and he is out of Wingo, which is in Graves County, Kentucky. You can find this information. I found this publicly. Did not take a lot. Actually, the easiest way to find this information is just to put the last name in. And this is public information. So this is not harassment. This is not bullying. This is not sharing somebody's personal information. That should not be shared on the internet, because anybody can go into the files and find this information out. And I think anybody who needs to find out some of the restrictions that he has around being around children, I think people should be aware of the crimes, the manipulation, the fact that he has 171 subscribers on YouTube. People send him money. He is going off grid at this moment in time. They seem, it's been a lot. New neighbors are always grifters. So this is, he supposedly, and I just never personally, when I've been hearing about this story, when you have somebody who's committed an act against a minor under the age of 15, and they want to say that that minor consented, There's no consent that can be given by a minor. They can't even consent at that age for medical treatment. There's no consent. You still, if they were to have some type of procedure, their parents would have to consent. I don't ever like the rhetoric from any adult, I don't care what their gender is, that says that the child seemed mature. They are not mentally mature by any definition. Their frontal lobes are not developed. So this is just heinous to me what this person did. So off-grid creators are on the run for something or someone. Yeah, Kreps is giving me the creeps too. Kreps the creep. I think that's a good one, Dennis. I might have to steal that for a thumbnail. And so you thinking, you guys liking and sharing this is going to be to let other people know, not to support his channel. Because when you support his channel, you are giving to his YouTube AdSense monetization. And his views, he's making a lot of money. We'll bring up his social blaze just so you can see how much money he's making, okay, at the end of this video. Okay, so that's his lovely array of mugshots that he has. First time viewer. Oh, but your wife loves my laugh. Oh, good Lord. Oh, we'll tell her thank you. She's in a small club. I get really relentlessly teased. As you can see, I'm trying to keep my hands down away from the microphone. Oh, you are so welcome. Yes, this is bad. Oh, and it's with a minor too. Okay, so next image, and then we'll watch the. Yeah, we're going to be discussing him. Don't you worry. And if he wants to try to come after me, make sure he knows I'm a litigious ass. Pardon my French. bitch. He needs to take a very close look at the legal action that I'm currently taking against Sarasota Tim. 29 days to court, everybody. Oh, let me get my banners up. Hold on, guys. 29 days till trial. And thank you to all the new subscribers and watching and supporting our mission here. Our mission is always to bring awareness on the internet around people who are potentially going to be trying to manipulate people, especially people who are older, who are kind and generous and often caring and believing of people and their stories. And it's so funny because we've had recently somebody else in the community who seems to think that they should just believe the word of a creator who stole off with the heart transplants golf clubs. And this is not those things and the EIDL and some of the other stuff and the lying about probably still boozing and things is nothing compared to what's going on here. So I just want to remind this gentleman, I'm suing Sarasota Tim for $30,000 in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I don't know how I'm going to bring a registered sex offender across state lines. Sorry. Somebody who assaulted children. I got to watch my language for YouTube purposes. But I'll figure it out. So you just you knew he was fine about his financial woes. That much became plain after he left the jail for something way more expensive. Well, yes. And that's, there's a lot of these people that, thinking that just getting a DUI and not really wanting to pay your child support doesn't make you that bad of a person compared to that. So we'll get to Ouachita Mountain living guy. Don't you worry. He had the worst reaction. Doesn't want to say the guy's name. Thanks to somebody who was, to a minor is going to be rehabilitated. Do you understand these people's ability to be rehabilitated is very, very not happening most times? That's why we have them on a registry now, because we have learned that rehabilitation does not work for these characters. So the only way in order to keep the public safe from these predators of children is by making sure we have registries. If it was so easy to rehabilitate these people, we wouldn't have to do this. But we know that they have a history of reoffending. And this story is terrible. Oh, girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, he seems to think this person has redemption. And I just think there's certain things that no, you do not just forgive and forget and move on. He just said he did not want to mention the person's name because he didn't want to monetize it for clicks, but you're monetizing it by not saying the person's name. So I just think that that was a really way out of something that's really serious. So just like it's like that. It's like I question anybody who's going to not be thinking this is bad and kind of like maybe giving them a bit of a boys will be boys hall pass is what I got from that. So don't worry, I'll be reacting to that one too. And as I said, any of these people want to come after me, good luck. Okay, because I will immediately counter. I will get my copyright attorney sending a counter notification. You continue to strike my channel, I will send a cease and desist, and then I will see you in a court, and I will bring you into the Commonwealth of Virginia and do it. Just take a look at my channel and everything with Sarasota Tim. So I just want to let these characters always know, if you try to come after my channel to silence my voice about your behaviors, I will come after you legally. I have no fear in that. In fact, I'm so close to sitting down and taking the LSAT myself. Yeah. Oh, they'll be sending. Yeah. Oh, they really will. And I just don't think. And then obviously, anything that I get with monetization, I promise you, the only thing I would love to do with my channel, and obviously every YouTube creator hopes that their channel will do well and they will be able to get money to maybe develop a dream. Mine is to open up a dog sanctuary. Okay, I'm not lying. I've been thinking about ways to sell my condo here in Virginia Beach and buy land in North Carolina, which is where part of my family is originally from, and rescuing pit bulls and bully breeds that are, because North Carolina has a high kill shelter problem. And so that would be my dream, surrounding myself with dogs. Oh, somewhere is dead sisters, somewhere strays. Well, doesn't want the smoke. Oh, what about, well, just because people have dogs doesn't always make them good people. I know. I say that as somebody with dogs. The one thing that I have is that people can't check out my nursing license, and the fact that I have to have a clean license to do my job. There's just no way around it. Is there anything we should do to report? You can, obviously I can't, I have to be careful with YouTube, but obviously you just go into anything on the video. But the difficulty is this could be hard to report. This is one of these situations where you almost hope he starts striking my channel so I can get a judgment. So that's all I can say. All right, let's look at this next little piece of information, and then we'll get into his he will get into his the video that I wanted to take a look at. Oh, there we go. Oh, I forgot to take out the first word at the top. Oh, Lord. I did clean up some of it down here, all the different offenses that he had. I did take out his address. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone could see this is, this is right off of here. I'm not, this is not AI. This is not the person who released and did the research on this. Bless you. Thank you for that. We're going to go into the video. This is a photo from May 11th, 2026. He is registered for life. This is not like short term. He has been compliant, which is good. And they have his biometrics on file. He has lots of different names too. David Hampton Boyce. Who's that? That's wild when you have a name that's completely different. Without it being a married name. So what else can we see? He's on supervised release? No. Okay, so he was found to have victim was 13. I understand he was 39 at the time. That's yeah. Yes. This person's really bad. I know. I like I said, there was like this whole case file. So this video is short, but there was a case file. So I'm thinking, I want to delve more into this, and we'll talk more. We'll take a look at some of his videos. You take if you in your court case, you can use it like James Gunn and Rocker Files. Yes, business on the file. It gets worse, Anna, and it gets worse. Yeah, these, like I said, that's why I put some trigger warnings out there for people because it's bad. And it gets worse. It gets worse, though. I promise you, it's going to get worse. All of these different, he obviously went to 2 different counties and committed these offenses. The R word in the 3rd degree twice. And then we have the S word from I don't even want to say, obviously if I was on the floor of the hospital, I would have to use this language. And I've worked as a, when I volunteered, the thing that I volunteered for was for a crisis hotline for victims of these types of assaults. And I spoke to men who'd been in prison. I spoke to women. I spoke to the sane nurses who would be getting ready at the emergency rooms to receive these people so we could get the evidence kit started. And so for quite a few years before I had to start, studying to be a nurse, and obviously just by then my schedule was really studying at that point and obviously doing that. But having worked and, having done that as a volunteer work, it was opened my eyes to sort of things that can happen. And then, about sane nursing, and then obviously gave me more interest into nursing, along with some, personal family stuff. And so these are, tough topics, and it actually gets worse. I question it too. And then obviously just to, he's very manipulative. And that's something, because he did serve time, obviously, is that you learn when you're in the system like that. You learn to be very manipulative, using his pets. I know I have my pets, but I only took them out. I only have Junebug and Roscoe really sitting around at Christmas and stuff. Rest of the time, they're just sitting on the floor on the background. Am I going to try to work on the studio and have people see them? Yeah, because I know people like to see the dogs. So it is one of those things that you always have to think of when you're a creator. Like, well, people like to see your pets, but then you're like, well, you don't want, to think that you're manipulating people because you've got your pets out. So it's always this stuff. Yeah, it's okay. I will forgive him for lying about several other things like stolen valor. Oh, yeah, exactly. He's got stolen valor, guys. Oh, my gosh. And living in a shed. He's not like living in town. The shed is a prop. Yes, I'm sure all of that. I used to always think, was his RV or whatever he was sitting in with the dogs, was that just a prop? And like, was he getting AI to write all his scripts for him? Because he'd sit there and complain about being poor. And, if you were a female and you came out with like that sort of poverty porn like he did, because that's what I'm going to call it, nobody would be helping her. They'd be saying, girl, you need to get a job, get off the internet and stop begging. But suddenly with these types, people just open up their wallets. We've seen it with Sarasota Tim. People just giving him tons of buy me a coffee money when he was making a lot of money on obviously his what's his name? His actual channel. And this guy too. The question affects his subscriber. I hope so. I hope people will actually take the time to think, I don't want to support this. I mean, if you are continuing to watch and support this person, when you see this video and everything, I mean, and you can't think that this isn't terrible. I don't care how they're trying to gloss over the Epstein files and the people who perpetrated I'm hoping if we can get a change in government, we can actually convict people who have been committing crimes against girls and boys who are minors. I just think it's one of the worst crimes you can have. It just destroys who that person is and just leads them to a lifetime of just awful, awful, just self-loathing and self-hatred and potential that, they potentially could have a pattern of this type of abuse and commit it themselves because they, that's their learned behaviors. It's just been awful. Was this about the not true, Ray? All with Harry claim and homosexuality. Oh, she did? Okay. Well, see, I don't know that person. Well, thank you for showing me that there's women who claim poverty and get that too. Oh, yeah, I know. He looks older than 60. Sad part. Some of his viewers are, right, elderly. Right. Oh, I know. And that's one of the reasons why we always try to show these channels to people, is because people don't suddenly unsubscribe or 117. His channel has grown in leaps and bounds, but I call it like poverty farming or poverty, I know there's a term for it, when they're just, what? So one thing, I'm probably poorer than any of these people. And that's the last thing I'd want to try to appear to be. I just want to have a successful channel because we've got lots of viewers and stuff. And I get more promotional brand deals with bandage companies like the Mora. Make sure to click the link, guys, so that they'll keep supporting the channel. And I appreciate everyone for watching the video. All right, let's get this played. All right, so this is normal speed. The video is requested by these viewers. I guess people have had concerns. This person wants to get the word out. Like I said, I did email this creator. I've put the link in the description. Please go over to their channel and show them support, please.
Let's rise together. You've likely come across a YouTube channel with an older American man inside his camper talking about life.
Sorry, this is a question Victoria's asking. Was it not a crime for him to keep his real name disclosed on his YouTube channel? Isn't Kentucky a state where an offender has to have their name on social media? That is an excellent question, Victor. I need to write that question down because I think we should talk about that further. So I'm going to leave you up there and keep playing this video because I want to see this. Because I think there was something about that would be a good one. It's a good job. Exactly. He needs support. Yes, he does. Okay, let's keep going.
Issues with topics ranging from being broke, isolation, veteran PTSD, and loneliness. The man, who calls himself Offended Outcast, seems to have struck a nerve with many people in the U.S. and abroad. His ability to attract more than 171,000 subscribers is a testament to his gift of gab and viewers' willingness to believe and join the journey to a more recent off-grid lifestyle. More recently, the move to off-grid land ignited debate about the offended outcast and the truthfulness of his statements. Who is the offended outcast? Is he a friendly old vet who just wants to live out his dream off-grid? Or is the truth actually more dramatic? The first video.
We might have to check those videos, especially if he's not blurring the face of minors on his videos. It's disturbing what happened in this case, guys. I'm just saying, it gets worse. What I showed you was bad, but the details from that get worse.
Was released on June the 27th, 2015. Outcast says he lost his spouse around 2013. His parents got cancer and he ended up taking care of them for several years before they passed. His sister
Mm.
died and his brother-in-law died. Offended Outcast says he lives on a small pension. He ended up selling his home after his family members passed away to pay for debts and funerals. Offended Outcast said he ended up living in a camper at 60 years old.
Not living in a camper at 60. How are these guys always in a camper at 60? Tim was trying to say the other day that he's always lived in great housing. And then I'm thinking, at what point you were in a tent on Teddy and Jolene's property? Oh, Bennett, Bill, you're cracking me. This is so bad. I'm going to take a look at that. Bombing a 3-year-old boy. Young, new. Oh, they were naive to not on him on his channel. Too naive. They may not know. This is what happens often because they just want to, All right. So he's showing. It's just. I guess this is, the film set here, guys. So this is where he would sit with his RV in his shirt with the puppy dogs and claim that. That's good to know. Grandma's Pocketbook is our legal expert as a paralegal. Retired. RT. Okay, so we're going to check his channel and see if he actually has his full disclosure. And if not, that's good to know, isn't it, guys? For YouTube purposes. Yes, I'm sure they can't just, that's that's something that, everyone is able to do, not just creators. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay. Especially knowing that there's potentially things, and this could be, YouTube, I know they always, hide under their safe harbor, but this is getting this isn't about copyright. This is a whole other matter. So I think the picture that we're seeing here is like, look how nice his boat. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Grandma's Pocketbook is great. Hey, I'm trying to do a react, Dan. Look, I showed those lovely pictures. And I had to be at my prison job today. That's why I'm so late to the party. So I'm just so glad this is coming out because something gave me the ick too. So there's his film set, which looks like a very lovely RV that he set up with a terrace, a boat. There's a fence for the dogs. Oh, great sleeves too. I don't know about that. I do think Grandma's Pocketbook's a better one. But yeah, so that's where he was sitting and trying to, make out that he was, living in abject poverty. That's just where that was the film set. That's like when you knew that Tim was in the apartment with Miss Tammy and he was going to the Flagstaff to use it as a studio. Well, now we know he's not. Now we have a suspicion he lived there full time. But before, we knew that he was driving back and forth and hanging and living at Miss Tammy's and he in the apartment. And he was making enough money for YouTube that he probably could pitch in with that apartment and pitch in with Miss Tammy or whatever. So we knew that something was going on. Yes. Yes, it is. I agree with you, 5222K. I'm going to be careful of that with YouTube. Yeah, first lies, he never told his name, not living in poverty. A Marine, he said he was a Marine. See, that's really bad too. Okay, so this is the film set. I mean, look at how nice the dog run is. And then people were sending this guy money so he could buy more property to get off grid. People probably just, like I said, you can check my nursing license out, guys, if you have ever sent me money. Promise you, I'm taking people to court and stuff.
And let me set the record straight.
I mean, I gotta let this guy finish. Think about Nomadic Fanatic. He's been in the big house for robbery, for like theft. And he has a big channel too. Just doesn't stop people from, people are always willing to give people a second chance. But the question is, do you give somebody who did this a second chance? That's the question.
Cass
I would.
says he had a good career, owned his own home, had a loving wife, and a solid upbringing.
I know it's
Becoming
terrible.
disabled threw a wrench into his plans. His mother got cancer and passed away. Outcast's father thought it was best to sell his home and move in with him. They did that for the next 10 years. His wife's death left him broken and taking more risks. According to Outcast, a car wreck in 2010 left his wife seriously injured, requiring a leg amputation. She also suffered brain damage, lost most of her teeth, and most of the bones above her eye. In another video, Outcast seemingly adopts an abandoned dog in another move that has his supporters calling him a true gentleman. Others call him a wise man, and even.
And I also have on my time with YouTube have said very openly that, one of the things that I've been able to do is obviously adopt Roscoe, thanks to my YouTube channel. So, they're both down there chewing on, well, Roscoe's chewing on a bone. Jimbo's sitting on the floor looking sad. Don't know why. This is interesting. 67 with heavy, dangerous depression. I need this man wisdom in my life. This is terrible. If that's, you need to speak to a therapist, not this guy who's a con artist. Please, let's rise together. That's obviously a catchphrase that he uses at the end of his videos, I believe. Like Tim's, crushing it, crush it. Offending Outcast is a Marine. Thank you for your service. And he never was. You're like a real life angel. Can you believe this stuff? And he's never been in the military. This is just wild to me. This is wild. Okay.
Inspirational. By all accounts, it's an inspirational story of a relentless man who has overcome so many obstacles to become a successful influencer and achieve his dreams of off-grid living. Yet, real life tends to be more interesting than fictional stories, especially at a time when anyone can be whatever they want to be online. The offended outcast is an offender with the ability to string people along by pulling on their heartstrings. The stories mix pieces of the truth with lies while omitting the most crucial details that will leave viewers rightfully offended. The offended outcast said his wife had a car wreck in 2010 and she lingered for 2 years before passing away. His wife lost a leg, had brain damage, lost most of...
that doesn't work. For certain things, I think it's hard to give whole passes. Certain crimes. Because like I said, the reason is there's a very high recidivism. I think that's the word. Recidivism. Like they will reoffend, basically. Recidivism. Oh my goodness. All right. We're gonna be tongue-tying on that word. You know what I mean. I do have a lisp. I actually did have to take speech classes as a kid, but that's no excuse. Recidivism. Oh, I can hear it, but I can't get it said. You know what I mean?
Her teeth and had bones removed from above her eye. At the time, Outcast was living on a disability check with $1,000 a month. We'll address that at a later time. His wife, who is specifically not being named, indeed had a car accident in February 2005, according to court documents.
Yeah, she shouldn't be named because she's not involved in this that we're aware of.
She was transferred to the Oakview Rehabilitation Center indefinitely in order to recover from her injuries.
There we go.
She was able to speak with law enforcement. New image.
Oh gosh, I know that's a hard one for me with a list. Recidivism. I was trying to get there. It's not even how you say. Oh, that's a hard one. Oh. That's one that I'd have to work with my speech therapist with. I'm definitely a lispy. That's a whole one for me. I can hear it though. Why did we create these words in English?
To show that a leg has been amputated and there's possible damage to her head, but she is still alive, kicking, and heavily involved in the community. Outcast said he cared for both parents before they passed away. His mother, Ruth, died in July 2014. His father, Eugene, died at age 91 in January 2022.
Oh my goodness. You're going to have to drop the title of that video. Maybe we need to react to that one tonight real fast just to show people what he's kind of acts like. Drop me just the title or the date so I can have a rough idea. We'll take a look. I know I saw recently there were some people at his place and he'd grown a beard.
Dude, given the circumstances, it was likely not possible for Outcast to care for his mother.
Oh my goodness, cheekbones. We're on a wild story tonight. How are you? We're finding the best characters on the internet. And for those of us who have children or grandchildren, I don't have children, but are working with children, have worked your life, has spent your career working a lot with children, and having been a school teacher also before, this one sits like in a personal place for me. Because this is the crime that I just don't. It's not acceptable. There's nothing. There's no she flirted. It's vile. It's just vile. It's vile.
Around this time, because he was in prison for child sexual crimes, disability would also not be an option as an inmate.
So he's stories that he said basically they don't ring true because you couldn't be getting these things because you're sitting in a prison for SA against a minor. See? He explained that the victim, the child victim, was 14 going on 31, and that she had been coming on to him since she moved into his residence. This is just vile. And I find that sometimes hard to believe because some of us in here have been 14-year-old girls, and he wasn't that good looking at 39. Or if you felt that way, then maybe that's when you have a proper conversation. You don't then, do things that land you in jail. I don't think that's an excuse. That's gross. That's gross. It's gross. That's the type of person this person is. That's the mentality of this person. People who subscribe to his channel, support his channel. Not saying to go over there and say anything to this person. I wouldn't suggest to go play in the poo. But I certainly think that we need to make sure that we keep highlighting this character and reacting. And like I said, I'm prepared to fight him if he tries to do anything to my channel. The fight will be on. Good luck.
Yes, is 14, going on 31. That's what 60-year-old Raymond George Kreps, a.k.a. Offended Outcast, said about his victim during an interview with law enforcement. In August 2005, Kreps was arrested and charged with 4 counts of rape in Graves County and 2 counts of rape and sodomy.
He's bringing out the big words. See? I didn't use those words. I use polite language because, but he's just telling it as it is, this guy. I mean, it's public record. It's tough guys, okay? This man's not a Christian.
In Livingston County. According to court documents, Kreps and his wife allowed the 13-year-old to move.
And not to talk about Foodie, but I know she's been just having terrible health lately. Not to be anticipated. But so good to hear from you. I know this is a tough one tonight, but we're going to talk about it. I know it's not many laughs, but this is the investigative side of the channel. And just, letting the bad players. Don't worry. I meant to go and do a video about Tim and his motorbike, the dirt bike, because I have a copy of his ad because I was sent that by somebody. So somebody did give a screenshot of Tim's Facebook. So I do have it. And it's amazing how many the price variations, because I still have copies of the other one he sent. Tim is so funny. Anyway, that will be for a laugh.
Into their Fulton residence in July 2004. In February 2005, Ray's wife had a car accident and was out of the home. On July the 1st, 2005, a social worker received an anonymous call reporting that the then 14-year-old was pregnant and was having a sexual relationship with Kreps. Authorities responded to...
Yes, you heard that right. The minor became impregnated. I don't know whether the child... What happened? But yeah, I don't think that's something to be forgiven. I'm sorry. That's just, it's not acceptable. I don't think we should be in a society that should ever find that acceptable. There's all sorts of things where people are trying to erode protections around children. And I think that if we do not stop that from happening, then we will really need to look at deeply as to who we are as a society. Eroding protections around child labor laws, eroding protections around ages of consent, what adults and how adults can abuse the trust and consent of minor children. I just, it's to a place where I find it really, really gross. And I don't think enough of us are using our voices strongly enough to speak out against crimes against children, and that it gets hushed away and overtaken by something like the World Cup. And I think YouTube having a platform that it is hard to then have these types of individuals removed and are monetized. It just astounds me. And then people send in money, and then like spineless asses like that Ouachita Mountain guy, spineless, absolutely spineless. If you we'll react to his video too, because he was spineless.
Kreps' residence, where they encountered a man who had been living with Kreps since his wife's car wreck and told authorities he was romantically involved with Kreps. On July the 12th, 2005, authorities traveled...
Because YouTube doesn't do any type of anything, and when people even report these people, they still do nothing about it. It's gross. The only thing that can happen is that we'll check his channel. I don't want to give everything away, because if the details aren't there, then he needs to be actually reported to the police in Kentucky. I can't say stuff because it violates their terms of service, but I promise you, things like this, I just, I cannot stand him. Another grifter. Yeah, YouTube doesn't care. Oh, yeah. You know, everyone can try to call me a grifter because I have a monetized channel. Hey, it pays for the operations here. YouTube doesn't make... These characters make so much money. It's wild. Good people make squat. The worst, just sometimes heinous characters in the world, especially these guys, they'll make a fortune. Wild. And then there'll be people like, you know, standing up for him. And you just be like, who are these disgusting creeps? Probably other PDFs.
To Green Turtle Bay to interview Kreps,
the
victim, and the victim's mother at his houseboat.
Oh, yeah.
Initially, all denied the allegations. Later.
Well, Lori, yes, I always suggest click away if it's, and yes, and you know, I appreciate you watching. Yeah, don't worry. Well, positivity, 29 days to trial. And the positive thing is hopefully if we make enough people alert, and thank you for stopping in because that helps get, you know, the algorithm. Make sure to leave a like on the way out, Lori, too. will help get this highlighted, and maybe we can, as a community, start to maybe get to getting him off of the channel. That would be my goal. Oh, I know. I love you back, girl. You know it. We love you too. So, but that's my goal. We are going to work to help get this guy down. Don't you worry. That's my goal now. So we'll still do Fun Tim. But I think, you know, part of the reason why I highlight people like this is because, you know, and we can laugh about him too. Why not? He needs to be gone.
The victim and her mother moved to a separate residence. A pregnancy test was used to convince the girl she was pregnant to get her to admit to the sexual relationship with Kreps.
Yes, they do.
On July the 21st, 2005.
Yes, and that's one thing that I studied when I was learning how to be a counselor on the phone for people who are victims of these crimes, was about the manipulation. So I did a lot of, obviously, training and studying with the YWCA, the Young Women's Christian Association, to work for their hotline. That's the organization that managed that here in the Hampton Roads, and then connected us. We were the connections then often between the police to the hospitals, to let the hospitals know when victims were coming in. And then they would need to get the nurses prepared for, obviously, the kits and so forth. And so that was the organization that I volunteered with. And so I've had to understand a lot about, you know, how these victims are manipulated by these predators. And they're predators.
Another interview was conducted with the victim, who admitted to the relationship. The victim provided a written statement detailing 4 instances of sex between January 2005.
Oh, I love a YouTube statement. The statement should be, I need to come off the channel, but they never do. So I can't wait to react to that one. I'll be off of work tomorrow. And what a cop-out, hey? He's obviously got to sit down. He needs to speak to an attorney.
Until June 2005, when the victim was 13 and 14. On August the 4th, 2005, Ray Kreps arrived at the Graves County Sheriff's Office for a taped interview that was played during his trial. At the time, Kreps had 2 prior felony convictions and the 2 pending charges in legal.
Oh, well, then we need to react to that. We'll react to that straight away then. Can somebody just double check if that gentleman offended Outcast? Let me see. All right. I'm going to try to let this play, and I'm going to check some stuff behind the scenes. That's good to know. Yeah, we'll react to that now then. If he wants to try to get me for copyright, come after me. I don't care. I'll counter you with fair use. Like I said, then I'll drag you into a court in Virginia. Sarasota Tim's getting hit with $30,000. So just come play me.
Livingston County. During the interview, Kreps stated, "If you guys talk the prosecutor into a felony, I'm going to run it all the way up to the court and hope for the best. I ain't got no choice. You want me to cop a misdemeanor and talk probation, I'll give you that, but that's as far as I can go. Help me out. Help a dying man out." Kreps expressed worry that another felony would be his 3rd and would result in an automatic 5 years. Kreps said he was looking for the best deal he can get. After being told the charges could be reduced from Class C to Class D felonies, Kreps asked when he could see a judge. At one point, Kreps stepped out for a cigarette. When he returned, he told an officer, "I think you're going to go to bat for me and try to work this out for me."
All right, fair use. I'm going to stop there for just a minute. But I want people obviously listening to what this video has to say. I'm just taking a look at something at the other channels.
Right, let's get this over with. I will confess to having consensual sex with AS, age 14, and will admit to the 4 counts I'm being charged with. Kreps eventually admitted to having sex with the victim on the den floor of his residence, in a van a couple miles away from his residence, and in the truck while it was parked in his driveway. Kreps was indicted on 2 Class C felonies and 2 Class D felonies. The victim would later testify that she moved in with the couple and started flirting with Kreps, who eventually flirted back. She had a crush on him and wanted to sleep with him, but admitted she understood it was inappropriate for Kreps to have sex with her.
Who knows if that minor was not coerced to say something to protect him? So I would never trust anything. Yeah, there's no forgiveness. Oh no, I know, but he had a reaction to this, so that's okay. He had a reaction to this gentleman's, stuff, and it was pretty bad. And the other guy, Ouachita Mountain guy, he's going to tell you that he's not so bad because he only had a DUI. And I've been investigating his child support stuff lately, actually. He supposedly finally had it paid, but it was not easy for his, he didn't want to do it. And so I've been trying to pull up some of the stuff from the courts or certain records to kind of see how much he fought about paying for his own child. So he sits there all high and mighty while he didn't want to pay child support and stuff. And so I'm just like, I'm done with these creepy old, and he's 62 and he looks like he's 80. And yes, offended outcast he should be in trouble over here. We'll take a quick peek because let me share this. We're almost at the end of this, guys.
According to court documents, the victim said the first sexual encounter occurred after Ray's wife left early in the morning to begin her paper route. During the trial, Kreps testified that he told the victim's mother about inappropriate sexual advances she made, including getting into bed with him at night and walking in front of him naked. He claimed the mother did not take it seriously. Kreps also testified that the victim's mother and others threatened to blackmail him unless he gave them his houseboat, his business, and the money he received from his wife's accident settlement. During his testimony, Kreps said he confessed because he felt it didn't matter what he told police at that point and denied having sex with the victim. On July the 12th, 2007, Kreps was convicted on all charges with a recommended sentence of 5 years on each count.
This guy, when you go to his channel and you see about how he's asking for people to send him gift cards and stuff to a P.O. box, wild. This guy. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll laugh at his, don't worry. When we get over to his content and hear his sob stories and stuff, we'll be laughing then. Don't you worry. We'll make sure this guy feels like an absolute moron.
For 20 in total.
This isn't going to fly.
The verdict was eventually reversed due to the interview involving a potential plea agreement. Nevertheless, Kreps was apparently convicted again.
Yeah, and don't watch his, if you don't want to help him out at all, I will react to his response video or whatever he has the audacity to come out with. Because this is bad. It's just bad. Anytime, it's just bad.
And is now a lifetime sex offender.
Yes, he is.
According to the Kentucky State Sex Offender Registry, Kreps is required to register because of 4 counts of third-degree rape in Graves County and 2 counts of third-degree rape and 2 counts of third-degree sodomy in Livingston County. His first registration photo occurred on February the 24th, 2015, likely when he was initially released from custody.
Is this another channel that you're letting me know? Is this a different channel? Is the channel, the video is the off-grid, a community? Okay, so is this a channel that he went and visited? And that is what occurred with that naive couple? Okay. If that's the name of the channel? Wow, that's an interesting one. Okay. We'll add that to the, because he's already offended outcasts. We're going to make sure that whoever knows about his violations of Senate Bill 249 in Kentucky, because he does not have his name on his social media account at all. And I just took screenshots of the evidence. He doesn't put anything. And he asks people to send him money. So somebody over in Kentucky, I don't know who, we'll figure it out, needs to find out that this guy is on YouTube, isn't letting people know his name, and he's a registered sex offender. And their registered sex offenders are out here, Kentucky. I don't know if I have anybody in the audience from Kentucky, but they're out here, and they're not letting themselves be known by their name, and they're violating your state statutes. And I wonder if that violates anything about his status. The channel is based on okay, where the guy leaves the city to move. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I wrote that down. Okay. And I heard he's not very nice to his dogs either. I mean, I know sometimes my dogs drive me nuts in here. The other day they were going nuts. I won't lie.
Typically, Kentucky sex offenders have their first photographs taken before or on the day they are released from prison. The latest photo was taken 2 months ago, around the time of the off-grid move. Social media is a world where crooks are kings.
So you probably had to let them know.
And risky stunts are rewarded. Before supporting or donating to anyone, we strongly encourage you to think twice. A 10-minute video a day does not show the individual's true character or personal history.
That is true. And, and I'm a creator too. So, and so's In Cuffs. They are a creator. I know that they also, hold on, let me stop this. Hold on. Oh, we're about to hear the guy sing again. No, we don't want to hear him sing again. All right, let's get over to his channel. Offended Outcast. Like I said, I don't want to, send anybody over there to actually say anything or do anything, or anything of that nature. Oh, yes. Yeah. I might have to take a look at that video and see if I need to blur out any faces first. So before I have anything with a child, I would have to take a look and make sure I blur it. Because I don't want to put any children on the videos. So yeah. So I'm gonna wait for that one. Okay. So this is his channel. It's got this lion here. He just says here, welcome to Offended Outcast. This is a space for those who were left behind by family, by society, or by the system. Well, so you needed to stay in the system probably, I think, to protect the children of Kentucky. I'm glad you keep registering, but I don't like any type of adult who tries to say that a child led you. It's just disgusting. Okay. If you've ever been rejected, shamed, or forgotten, you're not alone. Listen to the emotive language. This is wild. Oh, cannot, please, with these grifters. We talk about real life, living with limitations, loneliness, homelessness, senior isolation. Oh, yeah, he hits on all of these topics, every single one of them. Mental health, low income, and surviving on Social Security. Does that sound like somebody else we know? Except Tim didn't learn a craft like this guy did in prison. Tim only learned his like on the slabs of a parking lot of cars being sold, and countless Tony Robbins courses or something. That's where and Neotech. That's where Tim learned his grift from. This guy learned his grift in a prison, man. It's nothing. Nobody learns it better than a prisoner. Yep. The photo lens. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure. Oh yeah. Oh, the manipulation on this is just dripping. It's wild. Other things I want you to note that we were very kindly told by many people in the audience, just in case you want to let YouTube know. I don't ever encourage anything, of course, because nudge nudge, wink wink. Question: offender. Kentucky says under Senate Bill 249 must have offender's name on social media. We'll bring up that Kentucky bill in a minute, and he's supposed to have it on there. And as you can see, do you see his name in here at all? I certainly don't. I don't see the name Raymond George Kreps listed here anywhere. We talk about, we explore topics that are and talking about mental health. Is this man a mental health expert? No. Do you provide trigger warnings? No. Should you be talking about those topics? Absolutely not. You could trigger people. People don't understand. I put trigger warnings out just to bring this stuff in. Because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to talk about these tough topics. But, you know, as tough as they are, this person's sitting on this platform making a lot of money. We're going to take a look at how much money he's making in a second. We explore topics that are impacting our lives on a national level with deep dives that exposes the data and the truth. You are not alone and you are not forgotten. Connection is still possible. Whoa. I wonder how many people are writing him in prison. Sometimes it just needs a fresh start and a little courage. But we're not just surviving. We're learning how to thrive. When others fail to step up, then one must take their place. Sounds like he's an absolute manipulator. Subscribe, share your story, and join community. Let's rise together. Oh, gosh. I don't have a tagline, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have a crush it or a let's rise together or some type of manipulative catchphrase that we can use here to expose and find all these folks. You got hold of this topic? Oh, you're welcome. We are going to keep continuing to spread this one. And the more people who find out that I'm covering it, the more people who will join us on these streams. And we'll just keep exposing this guy until we can get him off the channel platform. But we see his women and infant. Okay. Then his finance. He has an out of wood shows up. Well, see, I couldn't bear half of his content, but now I'm going to have to start watching it because now he's away from just sitting there with the scripts that he manipulated everybody with. Because after a while, I was like, who's listening to all this stuff, you know? It's like every day it was just like not positive at all. It would go on for a long time. It's like, oh my gosh. And then people were just loving it. It's amazing, isn't it, what people like? It's like people, I guess, like Tim talking away. Tim's going to feel so sad that I'm ignoring him tonight. Subscribe, share your story. Oh, please don't. And join the community. To those who wish to support the channel, he's got to buy me a coffee. Whoa. Let's go check this out. Let's see how much he's getting. Let's see if he shows the names or anything. Oh, my goodness. Or you can send him a gift card. 170. He's lost 1,000 subs, so he's lost some people. And you can put a P.O. box right there, guys. I don't have a P.O. box. You can't even send stuff for the puppies. I don't have an Amazon wish list. The only thing I have is buy me a coffee. And that was the joke on Tim. And it's been helpful for the court case. I'm not going to lie. It's been helpful. And the community has come together to help me defend myself against Sarasota Tim. Because it happens when you're a creator who's going to call out some of these bad actors on YouTube. You're going to get your copyright struck. You're going to get targeted by these people. You're going to hear from attorneys. You're going to get cease and desist letters. So I'm already ready to, fight back, guys, because this is and I think that we should do this as a community. We shouldn't have these older manipulative people sitting out here taking money from other older people, especially like this. And he hasn't disclosed his name. Do you see anywhere on here his name on this social media account where he is asking people to send him gift cards? No, I don't. Let's look at this Kentucky statute real fast so you can see how this man is violating part of the laws there. Okay, let me get the statute. Statute 249. Okay. All right. I actually want to see this statute. Okay. All right. What's that? Is it 249? Hold on. Hold on. That doesn't make sense. This says about regulation to do. Oh, Senate bill. Sorry. So sorry. I have to say that was something to do with plants and trees. Okay. Is it 249? Because I'm seeing something about something else. Oh, here we are. This one. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me share this tab instead. Okay, so this is their bill. This was signed by the governor in 2024. This is a new section of this particular Senate here with the social media platforms. Require sex offenders who have committed a criminal offense against a victim who is a minor to display their full legal name on their social media and to provide penalties. Do you see anywhere that this person has done that? This is what they're supposed to do. That requires sex offenders who committed a crime against a minor, which this was a minor, display their full legal name on social media, provide penalties. Corrections impact. Local mandate. Crimes and punishments. What's the punishment? Hold on. I had to get back. I'm going to look into this a little bit more, guys, into what these. Those are the original versions. But this is literally what this says here. And this guy here needs to be reported to Kentucky. Because guess what this man doesn't have on this platform? And yes, I do have screenshots. And yes, you literally are in violation here, sir. You are not letting this platform know with your sob story there that you are a registered sex offender. What year did you open up this channel? 25. Look at that. Absolute and violent. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to his channel. Let me get back to him. There we go. He opened up his channel in 2025. So he's an absolute violation. Absolute violation. Yeah. Somebody needs to contact the appropriate parties. Girls Pocketbook, reach out to me by text tomorrow. Let's figure out how we let people know. Because this is bad. So this is why I don't like what this offended Outcast said. It's a dark rabbit hole. Yeah. So this is bad. And this is why this guy here, and I'm going to share this guy, come after me, smug face. This guy, Mr. Smugsy over here, and Ouachita Mountain Man, and his reaction to this guy is just vile because he doesn't take the time to try to find out statutes. We know he doesn't care about children. We know this man does not care about children because he complained about paying child support. I mean, it made him, he could go put his seed wherever, I guess, but, I guess the mom's a bitch, hey? And he's just going to have more men. You guys don't forget to watch his statement. Is his statement here? Has he had his statement come up? Oh, he complained. I know. Oh, you have to hear about this guy. Okay, so we're going to listen to this guy. I don't know if this offended Outcast has had a statement yet come out. Has he had a post come out? No, just something about dream bigger. Oh, here we go. Okay. Saying about not living full time. Today's video. Oh, we'll take a look. I just want to get this other guy's reaction. Off grid, growing family and a new beginning. God, last thing you need is a family near this guy. Oh, he's lost 1,000 subs. Okay, let me show this back again real fast. This is called Hot Action. Tomorrow. Oh, well, we'll have a statement from the Kentucky Senate, I think. He shouldn't even be on here. You can't change it now because we've already got the screenshots. I've already got the screenshots and I've already recorded this. So he's already in violation. So don't worry. We'll make sure people are known tonight too. Not that the bots at YouTube will do anything because they're worthless. So I promise you, somebody actually should, you know, anyway, we'll figure it out. The crime. No, it is. Yeah, it is a crime. It is literally against the Senate. There is a section that requires they have to provide this information. And I'll see what they say about, you know, what's the sort of, you know, I'll read more about it. Nobody wants to be just sitting here reading all night. I'll find the important parts about that, more about that statute, like what all the, and I'm sure Grandma's pocketbook will probably be, she'll be able to figure it out faster than I am. I understand things about policy as a registered nurse. Yes, my dogs are fighting on the couch. Okay. I did want to respond to this guy, react real quick. I think, how long is this video? 16 minutes. Probably speed him up to 1.5 because he talks slow as heck. Just because I thought this 171 subscribers. Well, you know what? This guy has all sorts of conspiracy theories. 170,000 subscribers because 1,000 people wised up today and unsubscribed. Actually, and we'll play this guy and then we'll take a look at the social blade. Hey guys, can you not tear my couch up? Oh goodness. I guess the answer was no. We'll take a look at his social blade and see how much Offended Outcast has been making. Let me go find those numbers.
I've always been a guy to say, go with your gut feeling, because it's usually right. I've just been watching a couple of videos, you know, on YouTube.
Gut feeling? I don't know. I don't think I trust this guy's gut. This guy's been on a carnivore diet. You know what I think about that? Shouldn't this guy's parole? I don't know if he has. I don't think he's supervised anymore. From what I showed from his most recent 2026 kind of update of his registration with Kentucky, he's not supervised. But obviously, whoever's sheriff's department in Graves County or whatever address that is attached that I saw, obviously I'm not showing, it is public record, the address. That person, probably somebody, I have to figure it out. I've never dealt with somebody violating this many Senate state stat. Hey, can you guys not fight on the couch, please? I don't mind you fighting on the floor, but not on the couch. That's an Ethan Allen. I got like a nicest couch, man. And these two pit bulls are just up there. Just no wonder I come home and find like all the sheets and blankets I try to protect what was once a nice couch. Oh, Lord. Okay. You guys are wild. Dude. They do this to me every time, guys. All right, just to let you know, we all have dogs.
There's a channel, a guy that does a lot of videos, kind of like what I do, sits around and talks about life. And I'm not going to mention the guys.
How many other people do we know on this platform who just sit around and talk about life? Sarasota. See, Tim's jealous because all these guys have over 100,000 subscribers and Tim could never get there. And now I just feel like this is the time where I get to talk about some of these other people and not just Tim. I know we have a lot of laughs with Tim. I promise you, Tim is fun. But it's time that I branched out to other creators who are problematic on the platform.
Channel name. I don't feel it's my place. I didn't really watch the guy. I watched 2 videos of his, and something about him.
Why is it your place? Okay, so it's your place to put out a video that you've so far had, I guess, 6,500 views on, probably monetized. Somehow he's had 1.2 thousand likes on this because he said you just something about your gut, but then somewhere did people not listen to hear this guy doesn't think it's that bad? Roscoe, can you take your bone down to the floor, please? Oh my gosh. All right, hold on.
He set me wrong the way that he treated his dogs. And if I see somebody that doesn't quite treat their dogs right, well, I'm not going to like that person. So I didn't watch anymore. But I know that a lot of you watch this guy. And You're going to find out sooner or later. And there's no reason for me to mention his name. I don't want to come off as I'm trying to make $1 off of the story.
Well, you are making $1 off the story. And by not mentioning his name, I don't know. I think that makes you worse. I just gonna stick his name in the title. I don't care. I think people need to know who he is. I think people need to know he's not revealing his full name, and that he's the part about the fact that he's supposed to disclose what he did, what his says here that he's supposed to put his full legal name on here and provide penalties. You know, like he's a lifelong sex offender and stuff. But you're okay with this? You're not going to get a penny? No, you're getting a penny. And 1.2 thousand of your subs, probably the same people who watch his garbage. The other guy's offended Outcast, who's Social Blade. I'm going to look up so we can see how much money this guy's milked out of YouTube. Both of these guys have made ridiculous amounts of money. And
really, this isn't about him personally. But it's kind of like, watch be careful who you see on YouTube. They may not be the person that you think they are.
And I don't think that you're somebody who I wouldn't think is a great person to watch. Yeah, he thinks a 14-year-old girl's okay. This guy who didn't like paying child support, but that's okay because this guy's only had a DUI. Keep going, Mountain Man.
We had an incident a few years back in the YouTube community where I live, where one of the YouTube channels was convicted and sentenced to prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's bro code. And this guy has like 4 channels. He has so many different channels. He's got like his deep conspiracy channel. There was one moment that YouTube actually, something happened and he was losing his channel or couldn't get his channel. This man almost had a meltdown. He sits there like all like this. He's 60 years old. He looks like he's 75. 60 years old. That didn't have a ass to scratch before he did YouTube. Like broke in the pandemic. During the pandemic, he was young. He's only a couple of years older than me. There I am working as a nurse, taking care of people dying during COVID. And this guy's, unemployed, having an argument with an employer. And sits here like just eating the carnivore diet and talking conspiracy theories. Just another one of these. Oh my God. And then people, he thinks he's so much better than everyone else. I'm going to look more into his child support stuff because I know this guy is trash.
It's some pretty awful crimes. And again, no reason for me to mention names. I'm sure a lot of you know the story. I've been honest with if I have a channel that gives my name, trust me, and you guys know where I live, I'm easy to look up. You're going to find alcohol offenses on my record. You're going to find DUIs. You're going to find DUIs. You ain't going to find it. But back when I was 19, me and my best friend and his cousin, we decided we'd go in the
Great. DUIs. What about the child support you didn't like to pay? And then the fact that you got the YouTube channel, I think is the only reason you got caught up in your child support. And I'm going to be checking because it's going to be interesting to see how little you wanted to pay for the child that you helped create. Maybe you should have thought about a vasectomy first, hey? Before you start sticking your twaddly twop into other people and then accusing them of being the horrific individual. Cannot with these people. I'm sure St. Louis Scott will be like, oh no! One of these like just absolute misogynists. Oh my gosh, please. Can we women please also stop supporting this? Please. It's ridiculous.
Albertsons one night and we had a big pocket full of money. Well, for that day, it was probably in the early 80s. We were 18 or so. I was home on leave from the Army, which made it even worse. And we got arrested for shoplifting in Skaggs Albertsons grocery store at like 2 in the morning.
How come I managed to get through my childhood without a single shoplift? I've never sat myself in a jail. I've had some driving offenses, yes. But somehow I was just worried about getting to college. And becoming a teacher and probably not having anything on my criminal record because I don't want anything that would affect my professional licensure. Same with being a nurse. So no, I just these are actually called deviant behaviors, and it's why we have to no, This guy is 2, is somebody else. I'm done with these guys. And I wanted to have an opportunity to talk about other people because Tim is already fried in the court in Virginia in 29 days. And compared to how just really bad these people are, these are who we need to. We got Tim for the IDL. This guy is a real trip. And he's going to be someone who's going to come after me, and I'm going to have a blast with this one.
That's probably one. Yeah, it falls into the category.
His
why,
medical
stores aren't open.
misinformation too. This guy's medical misinformation and the way he hates doctors and stuff. Oh, he's got me heated under the collar a couple of times. But I find him so arrogant. It's hard for me sometimes to even want to watch him and think I'm even giving him YouTube Premium because he just rubs me up such the wrong way. And knowing he rubs me up such a wrong way is already a great, like the offended Outcast did, and how Tim rubbed me up too, is already like my senses going off. I need to look further into this guy. He's not going to sail away with his full monetized YouTube channels and his like forgiveness of somebody's crimes against children, because this guy didn't care about his kids. So he don't care about kids. This guy's a real fucking trip. Pardon my French.
24 hours anymore. Yeah, we all three of us spent the night in jail. Had to call my friend's brother to get us out. I never did that again. I think a lot of us, especially guys, we're going to have a visit to the jail. Those were my offenses. Never convicted of a felony. Never any serious crimes other than DUIs. You guys know I used to drink.
Yeah, DUIs are pretty serious, actually. DUIs. Just shrugging it off like just, oh, everyone gets drunk under the influence. No, they don't, actually. I've never had a DUI. As much as people want to say I drink, I really don't. Even Tim, who I know is a booze hound too, doesn't even have a DUI. He's got some driving, like speeding or something. He doesn't have a DUI. So you didn't want to pay your child support. And finally, when you had YouTube and you probably had this money, you realize you couldn't get out of it. You sit on a carnivore diet, you bitch about doctors, and you think a DUI is just like hijinks. Yeah, you sound like a real stellar human being. God, I'm so glad that YouTube promotes and pays these people to talk this crap. 1,200 people thought this was good. 1,200. Let that sink into your mind. 1,200 people gave him a like for this because he's being so honest.
I've always been honest about that. So that's all anybody's going to dig up on me.
Oh, okay.
But
that's not true, because we're going to be looking a bit more about how you didn't like to pay your child support. And I can have every male misogynist troll tell me to leave these men alone. And guess what? You're going to get a question mark from me. I don't care. I'll keep the engagement. You can call me all sorts of names. I don't care. I look forward to it.
There are a lot of clues to some of these people. Now, this guy was convicted of some pretty terrible things, horrible things. It kind of shocked me. Now, as I said, I didn't watch the guy. I just didn't care for him.
I know.
And he claimed to be a veteran. I don't think he might have been. He just didn't act. He didn't come off to me as a veteran. But I only watched 2 of his videos, so who am I to say? I don't know. I can't tell you this. The man looked about 20 years older than he.
Who am I to say? Why don't you take a look at his criminal record? Why don't you take a look at his sex offender registry pictures? Go ahead. Why don't you do some research instead of monetizing 6,500 views with your garbage rhetoric? Sorry. Just absolutely complicit for this garbage.
Claim to be. But it goes to show you really don't know who's out there. And there's no background checks that you have to pass to start a YouTube channel. Anybody can do it. So you really don't know the history of some.
Anyone could do it. Yeah, I just love how these men come out and they just paint themselves as the victim. They all start out as a victim. Tim was probably the only one who did not start out as a victim. Tim is toxic positivity on, a high. These guys, though, just, And I appreciate all you ladies, and if there are any gentlemen in the chat, because there's going to be a bro code that's going to go around YouTube trying to protect these types of creators. And I think that men shouldn't stand up for them, in my personal opinion. And I think that women definitely should not be supporting and watching these channels. I think it's just, we shouldn't be lining the pockets of some people who've probably done and committed some really, DUIs. He could have killed somebody.
Somebody you're watching now. If somebody is convicted of a crime and they've done their time, and people change over the years, but
no, shush. There's a reason why we have sex offenders due to the recidivism. I almost got it there, rate. It's bad. So no. Stop, no, because no. Sorry, certain crimes, no. Certain crimes, no. Especially those types. Impregnating minors? Get the hell out of here, you old mountain goat. I can't wait. I hope he does come after me because I'd like to take this guy on. Something about this guy rubs me the wrong way. Just rubs me the wrong way.
The crime this man supposedly, it's in public record, so he committed and he pled guilty to. To me, that's unforgivable because it was towards a minor. You don't commit crimes against children, and that's something you should pay for the rest of your life.
Well, what about the crimes that you wanted to commit by not paying child support? How about them crimes? Because a bunch of men walking away and not paying child support is a crime. You might think it's just coming after you for your money, but you should support your children. You chose to make your children, and so you will therefore have to pay to support your children. And bitching and moaning about it doesn't make you much of a man. Because I've heard him complain about it. And it was the one thing that I thought was just disgusting. I have really just, and then the arrogance of this individual who's probably done very little for society. It's another one of these entitled, arrogant SOBs who just wants it all for themselves and then has the audacity to think that nobody should comment and he doesn't want to get the clicks or whatever. BS. Absolute BS. This guy is just, this guy rubs me so wrong. And he really does.
As far as I'm concerned. But
something weird.
People were sending this man a lot of money. I've always said, anybody that has links on their channel, for you to donate money to them, be wary.
Well, there's a reason why his children didn't want to see him. And the fact that this grown man blames his children already shows me he has a lack of character. I've seen some horrific crimes committed against children thanks to neglectful parenting in ICUs, in pediatric nursing. So I don't have a lot of time for these people. Garbage.
And there are some that have multiple ways for you to donate: PayPal, Venmo, buy me a coffee. This is what that guy had. And Cash apps.
Oh, yeah.
They also will have Amazon wish list where you can get on there and buy him things off of Amazon, and those will be sent to him to his house. Well, they could sell them, do whatever. But it's
yeah. Well, if he's smart, he'll take a look at how litigious I am with Tim. And no, I'll drag him from the Ouachita Mountain right here to the city of Virginia Beach where he'll be blown away. Because I know how to long arm statute somebody. So good luck, mate. This is under fair use. Do you understand what that is? This is for informational, educational purposes. And I have a right to make criticism and commentary on your content while you sit out here in your land bought by your YouTube subscribers. While you spittle out your conspiracy theories and how much you hate doctors and all your medical bullshit and your carnivore diet. I'm done.
Your money, and people will fall for this. When I first started up, when I started full-time YouTube, everybody around here was telling me, oh, you got to have your PayPal and you got to have an Amazon wish list or you can't do it. So I put one on there, and it was about 2 weeks in to where I was making videos daily, weekly, daily, and stuff started showing up, man. And I mean, it was stuff I didn't want. Usually, I put a few small items on there. I got rid of that pretty quick, and I got rid of.
And he has over 100,000 subscribers now. I understand he's lost a few because he got really like, oh, Grandma, this guy's gonna. Oh, I'd like to know more about his DUI. I had his name written down somewhere. I figured out who he was. I started looking into his I was trying to find out about his child support case. And then I got timmed again because I was looking, because I heard this video about his child support, and I was like, I'm going to look into this more. So I'm trying to get the court documents, because he got dragged into court a lot for his child support. So there's certain amounts of it, I think, that can be found. So I'm trying to find out more about his DUI, more about his like avoidance of child support, just some of the great characters that we just get on YouTube who want to tell everybody else how, freaking awesome they are and how they have the answers to life and stuff, while they've been like probably some of the most heinous freaking individuals in this country, and you wouldn't want to even like share a road with them, far less a dinner.
The PayPal link. I don't like getting people's hard-earned money. What have I done to deserve that?
Oh, no, but he'll take your hard-earned time across 4 different channels. And no, you haven't deserved it. You're absolutely right. I would agree, because I don't think he has. But he gets a lot of AdSense. And he's had a lot of reviews of products. I promise you. He might have decided he's not going to get some links or something, because maybe then he knows that people would start investigating him a little bit further. So I have a feeling this guy's got some dark in his past, and that he's got a bunch of bros that will protect him. But I have a feeling this guy's history is fishy as anything. I bet you. I don't know if he's got much of a criminal history. I haven't found that out to be the case, but I think his child support would be interesting.
I only have memberships because YouTube will harass the hell out of us if we don't have them on there. They've been harassing me for a month now to raise the prices. I don't even pay attention to it.
Mike,
it's there because if I don't have it there, I will get an email every 2 hours from YouTube. I don't really want those.
His
I
name's
appreciate
Mike
my
Dunn.
membership.
Thank you.
I use that money.
That's it. His name is Mike Dunn. That's right. That's right. Thank you. All right now. Yeah, his name's Mike Dunn. Thank you. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I donate that to the animal rescue. But I don't need it. And I don't need you to send me money.
I know.
But there is
Well, I'm glad you helped the animal rescue. And he starts, using his dogs, talking about how he doesn't trust the other guy because he wasn't nice to his dog. But he's okay with the crime against the child. I don't like either, to be honest. I committed a crime against Roscoe by taking his treat away from him. I don't like him eating his bones on the couch. That's the one rule I have. They have to eat their bones on the floor.
a trend with some of these channels. They will always have those links where you're sending them money. Some of these people are con men, and that's
right. You can let me get my con out right now. You can send me if you want, because I love to get these guys. You can send me or buy me a coffee if you like to support my mission to call out grifters like this guy, because supposedly I'm a grifter too. So there you go.
I believe this guy was, and like I said, I only watched 2 of his videos, but I guess he had claimed his wife had died, had died somehow, where in fact she's not dead, she's still alive. There was a lot of lies being uncovered.
I don't know, but this guy has a lot of subscribers and 1,200 likes on this. So somebody's watched. A lot of people watch this. This guy who tried to get out of his child support payments and had, who didn't, wasn't working a real job during COVID. And it's not even anywhere near retirement age. Doesn't have a job. I still work, by the way. He doesn't have a job. That's why he panicked when he thought he was losing his monetization when something happened. He was setting up, I don't know how many different channels, because he has no other source of income. He's not even anywhere near retirement age. He's only 60. And I'm sure he'll be like Tim and get whatever he can at 62. But he is still having to pay in. I guess now he's going to get a bump in his Social Security if he's not disclosed. God knows what he's writing off in his taxes. He said recently he was done doing reviews of stuff too, because he's not like Tim. He didn't get his stuff. He doesn't get his stuff done in a timely manner because he just doesn't care. He's lazy. This guy's lazy. He just sits out here and pontificates like he's.
When I first saw this person who made the video exposing this guy, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really know because I ain't too familiar with the guy's channel. But the videos I watched, I could see that.
Well, thank you for your work as a CNA. I love my CNAs. I can't say anything more. I started out as a CNA myself because I had to have my CNA license, as you know, to become a registered nurse. So when I had my CNA license before I went into nursing school, well, during my time through nursing school, we got your CNA license. You had to have it to get into the nursing college that I attended. And so I have a lot of respect for my aides who helped me out a lot of time with my patients. And during COVID, I worked hospice, case management, and worked in inpatient hospice, helping, and probably worked, horrendous hours during a really bad time with a lot of families upset and panicked. So, and that's what I did. And this guy sat and lived off his parents. Let's keep promoting these people, folks.
He wanted you to believe his story, and he's got more subscribers than I got. Well, he does right now. I doubt he's going to keep those very long. And this is just now getting out. So I think a lot of you already know who I'm talking about. You can mention it in the comments. But it didn't come from me. Okay. I'm not here to bank. I'm not going to put that in.
So many channels. This is why this guy's a grift too. I mean, this is his game. He knows he needs lots of YouTube channels. He's got one where he talks about his conspiracy theories because he lost a lot of subscribers because he went on a deep end. This guy's, you think Tim's politics are out there? This guy's worse.
Title, I'm not here to bank off of this guy. I don't want to be affiliated with this guy, but I'm here to tell you this is.
Well, did you, shoot, I'm going to monetize off of that guy because he's going to feed my dogs. How about that? And you're monetized too to feed yourself. So don't lie. So stop trying to act like you're holier than thou. By not putting his name, people are going to click because, you got to get something to your channel because you still get a lot of views because I guess, there's enough old men out here who want to listen to your garbage and agree with you. Like, oh, he sounds just like me.
These are the things that you have to watch for. You don't know. I can tell you for a fact that a lot of people that you watch, and I've met quite a few.
Just when are we going to be? I know I'm going to get like, oh, this lady, she comes after these guys. I'm tired of these old guys. This guy has no professional qualifications. He's got no licensure. I'm tired. I don't want to listen to these people. I'm done. I don't want to listen to a mountain man who never went to school, who hates doctors. Because I promise you, second that man has a bit of angina or something, he'll be on the blower to 911 faster than you can say Ouachita Mountain Living.
Few people that you watch,
I had to say that name,
aren't who they want you to believe they are. That they're different people, and that's all I'm going to say about that. These people.
Oh, he drives me nuts. Pay your child support and stop complaining.
Not the friendly-go-lucky people that you might think they are. What you see of me on my channel, this is me. This is all I've ever been. I'm sarcastic. I will tell you how it is, and that's just the way I've been. And a lot of people I went to school with watch my channel. They know that. I think that's what makes me popular, I guess, is because people know that this is how I really am in real life. Nothing for me changes. I think I've mentioned in a lot of videos, all the things I've done wrong in my life, the trips to jail, and I was not an angel when I was younger. Alcohol was involved in every single case, even the shoplifting case when I was young, that we were drinking. So I think if we had not been drinking.
Oh, great. Yeah, trips to jail. Isn't that what everybody did? I've never been to jail.
We wouldn't have done it because we didn't need the things that we had. We were just doing it for fun.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't how we were raised. We were teenagers and we did it for fun. Thank God the Army never found out. I don't know how, but that never got out to them, and they never did find out. Ooh, I would have been in extra trouble then. But be very careful. Now, I ain't saying you can't donate to any YouTube channels. I don't want every YouTube channel coming in after me and attacking me. I'm just saying be very careful how much you send these people. You don't want to send somebody you don't know that because you like their channel $1,000. You don't know these people. And some of these people.
Well, I have to break him up on occasion. I get it for the fair use, because these guys get real copyright happy, strikey, and litigiousy, and then I have to come back like a bull
pulling the wool over your eyes. And this isn't the first YouTube channel to go down like this. There's been several, and some of them are very good at what they do. I'm just a guy that actually does come out and sit on his property and talk about life. I don't have the links. I don't want you to buy. I just want you to watch the video. Yes, I make money off the videos. That's helps me have what I have, but it's not, I'm not asking you for nothing. You know, all I'm asking you for is time. And I try to give.
Yeah. And you want time against 4 different channels or 3, and you had an absolute meltdown when you thought you lost your monetization. Absolute meltdown. So don't act like you're all that in a bag of chips, because you had a meltdown, sir.
Be a quality video and make you laugh, make you smile, make you think. And that's all I try to do. I have nothing to gain. You know, I really don't need anything else. Yes, I bought a new vehicle. Shoot me.
Oh, you just have to with these guys. We'll take a look at your social blade too and let people see how much you're making.
You know, I don't have a house payment. I don't have all the bills that a lot of people have. I paid child support for 19 years and that's over with. And that's.
That was an interesting court battle. And I think that only got resolved recently, probably thanks to the YouTube money.
That's one of the reasons I couldn't have anything before, because I was paying that. They keep some man down, let me tell you. And not that I'm complaining that child support had to be paid, but that was one of the reasons. When you have that, you're restricted on everything you do income-wise. I made a video on that. No sense in getting into that, but I was not surprised to hear about this particular gentleman. It's just when I kind of analyzed.
Well, I wasn't surprised to hear from your own lips, sir, that you hated paying for child support. That didn't shock me. Didn't shock me to hear that you've had a DUI or that you've been in jail. None of this shocks me for some reason. I don't know why.
I sat and I did watch both the videos. I watched the whole videos, and he had these dogs, a ton of dogs, herded into a back room with no air conditioning, and they're just, man, I know dogs. I know dogs who are unhappy, how they sound. When dogs are unhappy, I know what that sounds like, and these dogs were very unhappy, and he didn't even.
Do you know what children sound like when they're unhappy? Probably not. Can't stand it with people. I mean, I love my dogs. I don't have children. That doesn't, you're not a good dad. You're not a good man. Stop trying to make like you're better because you treat your dogs better. You treat your kids like shit.
And comment about it. He was walking through this place and the dogs were crying in the background and didn't even make comment about it. And I said, that's all I need to see with this dude. And so I never watched him again. And then I seen it. Some other YouTuber made this video this morning. He's not a big YouTuber. I think this guy only had 1,600 subscribers. He'll have more now.
But he's talking about our good friend, old Russell the Trussell.
It's on there. And as I said, I'm not telling you the channel's name because I don't want to benefit off of that. I could put his channel in the thumbnail and
I don't even care because it's not about, see, this guy, the only thing he can think is that, you know, that if you didn't want to benefit, but you actually wanted people to know this guy committed crimes against children, you could take the monetization off and put his name out there. But is it a bro culture thing? What's your issue? Do you think you're going to get more clicks if you don't put the name? Yeah. No, he's got a trick up his sleeve. This guy, he is the most untrustworthy. I wouldn't trust this guy as far as I throw him. I don't trust anyone on the carnivore diet.
People would want to watch it, and I'm not going to do that. I made that mistake when I made a video talking about the, what's their name? The hillbillies up in West Virginia. You guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I got accused of everything. Oh, you're trying to bank off of their sadness and everything. No, but they can look me up. I don't care. Everything on me is out there, and
you can't take a little bit of criticism. I get all sorts of criticism for saying stuff about Tim. This guy got some real cojones, hey.
I haven't done it, and I haven't done anything in 20 years. So, and those were DUI offenses, and man, you know, that's something I've never lied about. I can't think if there's any other thing I've ever done other than traffic tickets. Certainly no.
I did do, I think I did try to do a criminal background on him, but I need his date of birth and stuff. I do know he's got the child support stuff, but I feel like I need more of his date or know more places that he lived in. I wonder if he went around the U.S. because a lot of these guys, you know, the police systems weren't as good about, you know, tracking everybody's records like they are now.
Violent crimes, certainly no terrible crimes. Never. I've never been that kind of a person, never will be. But there are a lot of them out.
A DUI isn't a terrible crime. Driving under the influence where you could potentially have killed somebody in your car. Driving drunk is not a terrible crime. It is. I'm sorry. As much as you don't want to think your DUI was a terrible crime, it was. Or you're not wanting to pay your child support, because I understand that was a nightmare for the people trying to get the money out of you. So I can't wait to delve into that further.
There, and they make me sick. They flat out.
But they protect a lot, obviously, because of the children. But the children are now adults. So the main crux of like his complaints, there are certain things that do show up in court. Things like not everything about it, but certain things about how many times he had to go to court to be demanded to pay his child support. And that's how many, I'm curious how many times this man got dragged into the court, because I have a feeling it was a lot of times that this was not a person who was willingly wanting to pay for his children. That to me is terrible. Compacted with a DUI, you want to sit here thinking that you're holier than thou? Get out of here.
Guys that do those kind of things make me sick. Give me 5 minutes in a room with one of them, I'd probably enjoy myself. But a lot of them, you know, they get convicted, they don't do much time, and then they're back out on the street.
Right.
And some people change. Some people never commit crimes again. They change. I believe every human being on earth messes up and deserves second, maybe third chances. But
really? A third chance for somebody who diddled a kid and impregnated them? Are you serious, man? Get out of here. There's a reason why they sit in a registry. That's why therapists say that they do not get corrected. It's like something like weirdly ingrained in these people that is not able to be corrected. It's like a pathology. When you have an attraction to a child, that's like a pathology. It's not normal. Sitting out here excusing it. Yeah, this guy is a freaking wackadoodle. He is an absolute wackadoodle. A third chance. Yeah, third chance. This is the guy who'll give every, you know, people who diddled the kids in the Epstein file a third or fifth chance too. Probably votes for him as well. Child, yeah, they do too. They absolutely are the worst in my man. Yeah, this guy is. He is, and he's just sitting there, holier than thou. Cannot. We're done with these folks, guys. This guy makes a ton of money on YouTube too.
it depends on what they did and what.
We'll have some fun. The topic was serious tonight, but I promise you, we can rip this guy too, because I will still talk about Tim. But it's time we added some new characters to the shenanigans, because Timmy might be on the way out. And the offended outcast, that channel needs to go down too, because he's not even stating that he's a registered SA offender on his channel, and that violates his actual state. He's violating his state laws and needs to be properly reported.
He did was unexcusable, and he knew better, but did it anyway. And so I don't feel sorry for the guy. Actually, people have commented on my channel. I did before. That's how I went over and watched the guy's channel. I didn't know who he was. They said, "Oh, you need to talk to this guy. He's really depressed." And so I went and looked at his channel, and then I seen right off the bat he had 170,000 subscribers. I'm like, he can't be that damn depressed. And I seen how many views he was getting on his video, and I know what he's making. So he's not depressed.
See, these guys all know it's a grift. It's a grift for all of them. And everyone, I just feel like when you have the person sitting there with the lifestyle advice, I don't give lifestyle advice. I'm gonna say I'm a registered nurse, and I have licensure and experience and expertise in order to call out, especially the medical misinformation. This guy, there was one time when he was complaining about doctors and this, that, and the other, another one, complaining about the big pharma and stuff all the time. Oh my God. Not saying that the pharmaceutical industry is not problematic, but it's just too much sometimes with these folks. It's destroying the fabric of our country. This guy, God, cannot.
Hey, anyway, I guess that's all I got. But be careful, people that claim to be an angel or any of that. I'm far from that. I haven't.
Well, I'm glad you could admit to that. No, I'm not an angel either. So there you go. We both agree.
I haven't done anything wrong, breaking the law in many, many years. And you either grow out of that.
Your child support was recent, so
that stuff, or you don't. But depending on what your crime was, it could follow you the rest of your life. And that's what I don't understand. If the guy knew what he did, why would he even think of getting on a YouTube channel? Because people
I feel the same way about you.
Eventually that comes out. Anyway, I guess that's all I got, but be careful out there on that YouTube, folks. It's crazy. Happy trails.
No, gosh, happy trails. They always say something, don't they? Okay, let's get over to offended outcasts. They always say something, don't they? He got his blood work results back. His levels were all over the place, but he said it was okay because he was on the carnivore diet. Oh, no. See, I'm going to address that medical misinformation. Not that always my stuff about the diets and me calling out the red flags gets the biggest laughs, but I promise you, we can have a laugh about it. It's just today's topic was very serious, and I don't want to laugh too much when I'm talking about such serious issues. Roy Rogers, he's something. Okay, so this is look. Let's rise together. Oh my goodness, that was his. That's his banner from YouTube. So he's got C+ grade. He's had 4,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. I can't even get to 4,000. I gain one and lose one. Gain one, lose one. That's my channel. So he's had almost 1 million, almost 900,000 views, 880,000 views in 30 days. So they're saying that he could make, and this is always grossly underestimated. Okay. I don't know where they get this idea from these. When you're getting 90,000 views, he's making a lot more than $363. It depending on what he's actually categorizing his channel. So, and depending, like, especially having an audience that's older and established and maybe watching on TVs, he's probably making a heck of a lot more money than that. He's making much more than 45,000. I always find Social Blade's earning estimates to be really grossly low. Thinking about he's putting out a video every day with getting, look, just from here on the 7th, he was under and he went up just alone. Isn't that wild? Somebody, and he suddenly really came up here April 26th. He must have had something come out on that video. That's when he started. That's when he went off grid. So you see the spike there? That's when he actually went off grid with his channel. And so look at that huge spike in growth. Like he was sitting around, and then, but look at these numbers of subs. It's wild. And that's when he went off grid. He almost gained 55,000 subscribers. That is so wild. People say Outcast a ton of money also. When he cries about bologna sandwiches, yes, he complains about them while Tim breaks. Tim loves a bologna sandwich. Tim loves a bologna sandwich. Tim has nowhere near the money these guys are making, guys. I promise you, these guys are making so much more. When the shed move started, yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking when he went off grid. That's when he got that huge spike. And that's just the subscribers. The income is probably wild. Let me see. Do we have anything about what we got here? Oh, this thing always freaks me out. Don't do that. I know these earnings are desperately low. desperately low. 90,000 views. I don't think that's right. I don't think he got that low. I promise you. Because I know what I make on videos, and I promise you, if his are anywhere near like mine, he's making so much money, a lot more. I would multiply. And I know people laughed at me about this when I talked about it with Sarasota Tim. And I know that because when you're a creator, you see what your own CPMs are, your own RPMs. And my channel has great engagement, but I don't have anywhere near these type of viewership numbers. And I don't make a lot of money from YouTube. But let's say I could get a car payment and all the work that I do. But I can know that this guy's making a lot more than that. He's not making that little. He's not making that little either. I promise you. He's probably on just his AdSense. Like I said, it depends on what he's classifying it as. He could be making 4 or 5 times as much as that, which is wild because he still isn't. Yeah, it's a prop. Exactly. Like I said, that thing that we showed at the beginning of the video from the In Cuffs channel. Check it out, the description and the link below. Clearly, that was a set. That's a set. He's not even in there. He and Job live in some little base camp. It's all a stage. All of these folks have figured out ways to get money. I had somebody who let me know that they had given Sarasota Tim at one point a stipend and they left a comment, and I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what the person said, that they were giving Tim a stipend to spread a Christian message on his channel. They thought Tim was a good Christian. And in order, and they were giving him a very generous stipend to continue to, spread the word of Jesus. And they finally realized that Tim was an absolute con man. And it's just amazing. Because I'm a registered nurse and I get told I'm a con artist. Isn't that wild? Okay. Let's take a look at Ouachita Mountain Living. So I know this guy is making a lot more than this. We'll take a look at the Mr. Beast one in a minute. I can't remember the name of that one because I think they have better money. Their money is closest. Social Blade, I want to say that their money is on the low end. He doesn't make that little, I promise you. Oh my gosh. Let's try that Ouachita. Is that how you spell it? Let me see. Cannot believe 1,200 people like that video. I just cannot believe that. Sorry if I can't spell everything right. Is that how you spell it? No, there we go. Okay, here, Life as I See It. Be sure to check out my other channel. He's got another channel. He has 113,000 subscribers. He has a C grade. He's been since September 2011. Oh, interesting. See, look at this. And again, this is probably low. This is why he doesn't care. 51,000 a year. He's probably never made that much. And that's on the low end. That's why this guy's bought a car. And it's like, he's like, you're going to bounce out? Oh, yes. Oh, well, it's good to see you. Well, we're about to finish up. Messy bathing a child is supposed to be... No, because I don't want to watch anything from Argentina. You got to remember. Good night, Grandma. So this guy is making at least this much. I mean, Tim is nowhere near these numbers now. That's Ouachita. I mean, Tim, we put Tim in real fast. And then we'll go to it. There's one other site I wanted to check out, and then we'll say good night. See, Tim is here. We go. Sarasota Tim. Tim is here. See, Tim is saying that his yearly earnings are only 16,000 now. See, Tim's video earnings are like nowhere near, but he's still getting 10, 11. But you have to think there was a time when Tim would release 10 videos a day. And they would get 10,000 views each. So this, Tim his channel is hurting. This is not producing money. That's why he's desperate to sell that motorbike. We'll go over that motorbike one day. Look, he's lost subs. He's losing 3 a day. on average. So Tim is nowhere near. See, look at this. Just nothing. Just nothing. He's gaining nothing. He lost 100 in June. Probably from the, stuff happening with Johnny Vegas. Okay, I'm going to check one more site to look at the, to see if I can see better what these people are earning. Because view stats. Let's see if we can see. Is it view stats? Which is the one that he has? Is it view stats? No, is that the one? What was his name? Viewstat? No. Was it Viewstats? Is that the name of the other channel? I got timers going off. Is that what the name of it? I thought it was something. Is that the one? No. Hold on. Does anyone remember what the alternative was? Let me see too. Social Blade. There's another one. Hold on. I used to know by heart. Unless that site went down. Oh, it is view stats? Okay. Is that the one? Sorry, guys. All right, let me see. I don't know why it's coming up looking so weird. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Well, all right. Here we go. Sorry about that. I probably lost half the audience on that one. But you can tell I'm getting tired. I just want to see what this guy offended Outcast, what they say for his money, if they have a better idea of what he's making. Because sometimes they have different. All right. Subs. All right. So estimated revenue in the last 28 days, they're saying he could take up to $6,000. See, this one here, almost $1,000 in a day. And I know these are always shockingly low. Shockingly low on the number of, actual money. It's usually low. So they're saying this guy, I would almost double it. I would almost say that he could have been making, up to 10K. His channel flatline like his brain and hair. Well, it needs to flatline, and it certainly somebody needs to let Kentucky know that he's not disclosing his name and we'll figure it out. Don't worry, guys. I have to say it like that so I don't sound like I'm trying to do things to people. I got to be cautious. More views because of the hater channels? I don't think he is. It's Lori. I don't think he is. Okay, so he's, they're saying that they, let's see if they can. He's made a little less money recently. But remember, these people, let's see what the maximum amount. All-time revenue, I think he's made a lot more than that. I don't think that's it. I think he's at a lot more. And he does short-term views too. My goodness. Okay, what about this guy? Wachita Mountain guy. This guy. How much do they think he's making? That's why he doesn't worry. I don't need that. Okay. And they usually make a lot more than this. That's why I said I don't even exist in these things. I am so small. I don't even exist for any of these statistical things. So I would probably double this, maybe even triple. I always think these things are grossly underestimating because I look at these numbers. Here, he must have deleted a video because he took down 2,000 views. So something disappeared. That's always a sign. Oh, Tim. Oh, yeah, Tim's always trolling. Yeah, Tim's always trolling. And let's just check Tim's numbers here real quick, and then we'll finish it out, guys. And I appreciate you letting me talk about this other guy. We're going to make sure to react to his comments that he's going to send out, because he's going to know that everybody is talking about him. All right. Tim is still at 6,067. How he just does it. He's going to get under that number soon, though, if he's losing. He's lost 100 subs. And he said, this views. He still had a lot of views in the last 28 days. This is, Tim's revenue. Still sitting about 1.9. So Tim probably still making. Tim says about 2,000 a month. Now, remember, Tim asked people to start watching more of his ads. Tim deleted something here because we lost views. I can't, that's usually a sign that somebody took something off their channel. So I know what it was too. So that was when he deleted something that he was told to delete. Oh my goodness. He's still probably getting a couple of grand a month. Wild, isn't it? His views are pretty steady. His audience is maintaining him. He was much better here in September of last year. Had a dip down in November. That's the holidays. That was when, things started happening around, Johnny Vegas Golf Club period. And maybe he wasn't making as many videos. And then he's ticked back up again. He got some strong support. And then it's, obviously it's summertime. I'm still surprised how many people watch this individual. Always surprised. Oh, no, it wasn't JJ. It was something else from somebody else. Watch Grandma's Pocketbooks video. Yes, thank you. Can't hear more about the Mountain Man? Well, you're welcome. Yeah, we'll talk. Well, hopefully what will happen is, because I understand that he did alienate a lot of subscribers also, that he kind of went wild. He's kind of let his political views and his worldviews be known, and it turned a lot of people off. And so I know there's going to be some people who are probably going to be happy that we're going to be highlighting him, because it's always fun to add to the bros of YouTube, the YouTube bros, because there's enough people criticizing women out there. So it's time that we did this, some equal love around the internet. This Tim guy. Oh, well, Tim, I'm suing Tim at the moment for $30,000. I'm going to court with Sarasota Tim in 29 days because he maliciously came after my channel for me criticizing him. Oh, Tim's a trip. Tim is so much more positive compared to these other two. That's why it's been so hard to introduce these two, because Tim is so fun, because he comes out with such wild stuff. He has lost so much money on he was talking about the vehicles. We'll cover the vehicles, guys. Don't worry. I'll make sure we cover that tomorrow. We'll do a mix of stuff. Yep, 29 days till trial. Yeah, that's why we have it at the bottom. 29 days to trial. Because Sarasota Tim does not like that life and vibe commentary and criticism. He tells it stealing his content that he does not have copyright. So he struck me 11 times. I should be gone technically. That's why my numbers never move on my YouTube channel. And also I don't do it every day because I work a real job. Because I can't, I'm not obviously have a DUI or a history of not wanting to pay child support or, a history of crimes against children. So, or not. Oh, because Tim also is another one who doesn't like to pay child support. So, I don't have anything like that. I'm just somebody who, went to school and became a registered nurse. So that makes me the biggest criminal on YouTube. As far as any man over the age of 50 thinks, because I promise you, they all troll me. They hate me. They hate this old nurse being out here and having the audacity to criticize and comment around the behaviors of these stellar men, because they're just such upstanding citizens and just giving us so much, making America great again. Aren't these guys just making us all great again? The finest we have to offer. And despite my accent, I was born in Virginia. And I know a thing or two about a deadbeat dad. So the ad I spoke of was from UNICEF. There was a weird UNICEF ad. Oh, Lord. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining me tonight and taking the time. I don't mind having the clickbait of showing the offended outcast this guy's channel. Please do not watch this guy. If he shows up in your feed at all, please don't watch. He's not been putting out as many videos. See, this is the type of content. What happens when neighbors still care? The community that's changing my life. Well, the community needs to look, U.S. Marines. I understand he never was a Marine, and yet he's like, this guy needs to be checked out by the Stolen Valor channels. Now, they get a lot more views than I do. Surprisingly, people care more about Stolen Valor, which they should, than medical misinformation. The medical misinformation is really bad, folks, okay? Because that's your health and your body. So it's bad. Both are bad. This guy is sitting here. Has he ever been in the Marines? I doubt it. I'm sure there's a way we can find out and check. I'm sure. Is there a way? You just get the rugby ads? I take that as a compliment. Yeah, have a good night. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, thank you, Becca Lynn. Welcome to the community. I'm old, but I'll take people to task. You get the pet ads? That sounds good. Sorry for the ads, guys. It pays for the puppy's food. What can I say? I don't care if I get a lot of super chats, but I appreciate the ones I got. I got one from this person who says Tim is more shady than a sequoia. Cheers from the UK. Thank you so much, LP. And, I'm sad of the England loss today. It's been tough. And then my good friend Cheekbones popped in. I almost feel like I should do a foodie live just for fun. All right, guys. This guy is a trip. I cannot. Continuous glucose monitoring? Well, that's because you watch Foodie Beauty. That's a Chantel adjacent ad. I just cannot with these people. The hardest person I ever had to forgive was myself. He's walking around with this Marine hat on. Is this some massive stolen valor going on? From a guy who was a sex offender? And who doesn't have his name like he's supposed to here? In violation of Kentucky law? Hosted by YouTube? Shockingly? Unshockingly? I mean, 30,000 views? These are some views, guys. Finally made it. My first night living alone on my off-grid. Young people need to hear this. They don't need to hear anything from you, Grandpa. You're the ones that we show as the creepy old guy in the textbooks. An old black supporter. Yes. I like that, actually. Except when England's playing New Zealand. And then, obviously, I'm a firm England supporter. It's always a caveat. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, so tomorrow we've got to catch up with this guy's response to the YouTube community, and then we got to keep on Ouachita Mountain. We're gonna do some, like I said, we're gonna check in on this. How unwilling was he to pay his child support? And then obviously Tim and his motorbike. Because Tim's going to be sad tonight, guys, because I didn't talk about Tim. But I appreciate you guys for being here tonight and helping us talk about this topic because it was important. Depressing, yes. Depressing that YouTube gives all these people so much money. You gotta love social media, guys. What world are we living in? All right. We'll catch you on the next one. I'll be around this weekend. Oh, I'm sad, though. England lost. All right, guys. Hit the likes on the way out just for the love of England. And I'll talk to you all later. Thank you, Catherine, for moderating. Luckily, we didn't get too many trolls.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.